Alright guys, welcome to the first episode of Simmernaut. It's your boy Jay. So shout out to ESBL man for having me on for comps. So today we have Dalton Smith versus Vinny Paz. Dalton Smith will be played by EA Matrix. So definitely looking forward to this, and I will be I will be reviewing this fight. Let's get to it. So off the top, I can tell both guys aren't auto blocking, which is great. They're not glue facing. That's a manual block right there that Dalton Smith's doing. He's working those angles, which is good, getting in and out. A lot of body work from Vinny Paz right there. Actually from both fighters too. So you know they're really exchanging punches. Due to the relative time, usually when we play sim, it's at 1.0, so they'll be able to actually put more punch outputs, like with pacing. They'll be able to work at a faster pace because of the relative time. But when you're playing at 1.0, your punch output and everything it really slows down. It's more like trying to psych out your other opponent. So as you can tell, they're both definitely going to the body, really body heavy for the first round. He's trying to drain that stamina for the later 8-round fight, so it's not a 10. You can see that that body work from Vinny Paz, working him while he's on the ropes, which is what Vinny Paz does. He does work on the ropes, but that right there, I kind of don't like the like straight jab to the body repetitively. It could kind of look pretty spammy, so you kind of want to get away from that. Good jab from Dalton. He's working well on the ropes, stepping back. As you can tell, both fighters really aren't using auto block, so it's really high volume for the first round. Usually you kind of want to pace yourself like the first three, but I mean, good work. Things I would like to point out is Vinny Paz, he's a swarmer, so it's good that we see him pushing forward and having Dalton Smith on the ropes, because Dalton Smith is an outboxer, so he boxes on the outside, uses his range, uses those jab feints to set up some counters, you know, jab feint to like an overhand hook. I feel like that's what I would like to see more from Dalton Smith, seeing some more of those jab feints, just like he's doing there. He's playing with the feint, playing with the jab feint, yeah, keeping that distance, which it looks good. And you know, he is definitely jab heavy, so you kind of want to you know, work that jab really well. More body work from Dalton Smith here. Landed a jab counter. Vinny Paz not taking that and applying the pressure here, but Dalton Smith answered with 4 or 5 consecutive power punches, which so in sim you kind of want to stay below 10% of the power punches over your total overall punching, because you don't want to make it look spammy. Maybe if you would have did some regular punches and then added some power punches, sprinkled them in there, then it would work. But other than that, like I feel like it's just finding like the right pockets. Like if you went to the body with some regular punches and did like 2 power punches up top, cool. I mean, other than that, he got the knockout, so I probably wouldn't want to see a bunch of any more crazy power punching from Dalton right there. But you see he goes to the body with the power punch. So yeah, it's just really definitely about finding your pacing when it comes to power punching, and the body work as well, because you want to keep it below I believe 30%, you know, to have some good body work depending on what you're following. Oh, and Vinny Paz lands that body punch, I mean, and gets a knockdown. He was working on the body a lot, so it accumulated damage and he found some success. And I like to add, like, Vinny Paz does do body work. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't do body work. Just earlier he was doing a lot of the 1-2s, which was pretty spammy, so I like the way that he kind of set that up. And he was marching forward, and he used the hook to the body, which dropped Dalton Smith, which was good. And you know, Vinny Paz, he's very relentless, so after he got the knockdown, he's applying pressure, pushing forward, and that's the Vinny Paz way. Also defensively, I think since we are manual blocking and we're trying to catch with the auto block, I believe right here he kind of held that auto block for a little too long, and it's like second nature. You're gonna do it, you're gonna make those mistakes, but when you're doing the auto blocking, it's more like you're trying to catch a punch. You're tapping the auto block if you're gonna use it to try to catch a punch. But since we are manual blocking, I would like to see some like jab feints into a slip and then a counter. You know, like kind of like adding more head. You see like that slip right there, like that duck. Like if you did some jab feints, duck, like cause him to miss and then do a counter. You can also do your steps, you know, to sidestepping or step back if the fighter that you're playing with does it, because remember, when you do simulate, you are emulating. But just some good work. I see like the more a little slower pace from Dalton Smith, really picking his shots, really doing the jab a little bit more. Exactly, right there. That slip right there, you landed like 3 punches, didn't really need to throw a power. You landed some great counters. That was good. You could have thrown a power at the end of that combo, but that was perfect. Good work. Caught him with the counter. Definitely higher output. Hopefully we get to see the punches per round, because I would like to see that. So there you go again. You got like three power punches. So remember, if you're gonna really focus on the sim, it's a 10%. But if it's not, I mean, go for it. But you know, those are like the sim rules. You want to stay within the 10% marker of power punches, because you just landed 3 consecutive. So that means you landed another one. So that's 40 punches. Four power punches per 40 punches, because we're doing 10%. But I mean, like, other than that, like the emulation wise, it's good work. You can kind of see Dalton Smith picking his shots. You know, he's throwing that jab. He's working on the outside. Vinny Paz, you know, pressing forward. This is like the emulation side of it. So yeah, I mean, like punch stat wise, I would have to see per round. You know, it's a little different, because if you're doing the 1.5 relative time, of course the pacing is going to be a lot quicker. So that's kind of like what's throwing me off here, because I'm used to a much slower pace, because we're doing full 3-minute rounds, and you got to make sure you're only throwing like 55 to 60 punches a round. So kind of like really pacing yourself within the first minute and breaking your rounds down in minutes. You know, that's a good way to kind of look at a fight. All right, so going into the 4th, we got Dalton Smith up. He did some really good work that last round. I liked how he was pacing himself, stepping out, jabbing, you know, just fighting on the outside as he should. You know, I feel like Vinny Paz, if he cuts off the ring a bit more and just kind of closes the distance, maybe with a step-in jab, or, you know, maybe a step-in straight, I think that'll work for him. Like that, Dalton's using the jab here, and good stuff on both fighters. Really using the manual blocking. See Dalton Smith going to that body again, hitting that power punch. Threw another one, but missed that. Vinny Paz working that body with that jab straight. He missed that hook. Yeah. I would say even try like angle punches. If he would have stepped out to the side, I think Vinny Paz would have closed off the ring a little bit better when he was on the ropes there. Good body hook from Vinny Paz, but he got countered from Dalton Smith, and Dalton going to that body as well. We'll definitely review the punch stats after this, and then we'll see where they were sitting at. So yeah, good pressure from Vinny Paz, trying to corner him. You know, that's a good cut off the ring. You see that angle cut? He kind of cornered him. Oh, but you know, Dalton using that jab, and you know, Vinny Paz trying to capitalize here, you know, now that he has him on the ropes. But Dalton Smith is no pushover, man. He's coming back with some power punches, very good power punches. And you know, Vinny Paz working that body, going to the top. Actually, a really good sequence there, and then go straight to the body. But again, we have to see, you know, what's the punch the punch amount per round, because I mean, it's really high volume right now. But good work. That was some good rope work, and you know, from both fighters. Just Vinny Paz got the best of that exchange. So definitely a good round for Vinny Paz. That was, you know, due to his aggression play style, and he forced that knockdown, which was, you know, the way you should be playing with Vinny Paz. I think Dalton Smith needs to continue to box on the outside and try not to get cornered like he did in the previous round. You know, fake him out, throw some feints. I would like to see more feints from both of these fighters. That's the body. Good jab from Dalton Smith. Dalton threw that jab, but Vinny Paz slipped that. He's kind of working on his defense a little bit. I see that. Oh, he went to bottom and then top with Dalton Smith. These guys are exchanging. Good combination from Dalton Smith. Vinny's still stalking him. Dalton using that jab for range. Oh, nice step to the side. He landed those 2 hooks and then that uppercut to the body. Nice step in jab counter. I think Vinny Paz did an auto block to that bottom there. See, there you go. That's how you would block. He did some manual blocking, as you can see, showcased by Dalton Smith. Still doing the manual blocking, trying to figure out some openings. Good one too. I mean, I'm loving the sidestep, the combinations. You know, especially coming from Smith. You know, he's stepping on the outside and he's doing some good boxing. He tried to power jab. He paid for it, but he came back with those counters against Vinny Paz. Probably hurt him. Nice. Also, what I think would help with this fight, which was good exchange at those last 10 seconds, but if they added, well, if it's at 1.5 damage, so you do 1.0, right? Relative time 1.5 damage, because I like with the damage output right now, I think, you know, we would have seen a lot more knockdowns, and I think they would have been playing a lot more passively. Nice uppercut to the body, but they would have played a lot more passively because of the damage output that they would receive from the power punches that they're throwing, and be more aware and more more thoughtful, because you can see like that Vinny Paz like uppercut probably would have did some more damage, just like those 2 punches from Dalton Smith right now. Really would have hurt Vinny. Might have even dazed him, especially like middle of this fight. So good work. Staying on the outside. Oh, uppercut missed by Vinny Paz, but Dalton Smith answered with his, and that landed. But Vinny Paz doing still good work with the pressure. You know, he's keeping him against the ropes, and you know, it's good work. He just needs to figure something out. Oh, that was a good sequence from Vinny Paz, and oh, but he got countered by Dalton Smith. So it's like every time Vinny finds something, Dalton comes back and just, you know, figures a way to land something good. Nice overhand right, and those are like the kind of punches that Dalton Smith throws. He kind of does a feint with the overhand right, so if you're gonna emulate him, I feel like that would have been a good move, like probably sidestep, feint, overhand right, you know. Good. Oh, 2 hooks from Vinny Paz. Did a bit of head damage to Dalton Smith. Oh, Dalton got him with that step in straight, closed the distance real quick, and got his man. And there he goes. He gets the knockdown with the overhand. Let's see if Vinny Paz survives this. I'm pretty sure he will. All guts, baby. And he gets up at the 6 count. Yeah. Pretty sure this goes to the cards. I don't see it being a knockout win. But I mean, good fight. The pressure by Paz, you know, the outside boxing by Dalton Smith is superior and is working in his favor. You know, he has a Paz coming in, and you know, he's just picking his shots and making sure that he cuts off the steam that Paz is trying to build when he starts landing some big shots. Going to 7, so we're in the last 2 rounds. These are championship rounds, pretty much like in an 8-round fight. So let's see if Vinny can do something crazy, or if Dalton Smith's gonna remain in control. He's up 6 rounds to 1. I mean, I'm sorry, 5 rounds to 1. Nice combination from Dalton Smith. You know, the thing that's good about Dalton Smith, you know, he's finding his range. He knows where he can touch the opposition. So he's making sure that when he lands that jab, he knows that, you know, that hook is gonna land too. So, and he just went flat-footed right now. So that pressure from Vinny Paz is showing itself. If Vinny has some energy left, I would definitely turn on the pressure here and try to get his man out of there. Maybe go to the body some more. Make sure that, you know, his stamina is out. But, you know, Dalton's still boxing perfectly, even in flat foot. Picking his shots, moving to the side, utilizing the different punches. Landed 2 power straights. Vinny Paz answers with hits, power punches. Good work. Now Vinny has him on the ropes. Let's see if Vinny can work here. Dalton lands a straight. I'm telling you, every time Vinny has a chance, Dalton's just, you know, cashing him, punching between punches and landing those counters. Good jab. Again, big punches from Dalton Smith. Doing some sidestep movement, you know, due to the flat foot. You know, he can't really get around as quickly, so he's utilizing that sidestep to get away from his opponent. All right, so we're going into the final round. So far, if we're gonna base this off I feel like there was a lot of power punching in this fight. Do I like how the fight is going? Do I like you know, from a competitive point of view? Yes, I feel like, you know, competitively it's good, but you know, there were a lot of power punches going on in this fight, and you know, just like that, like Vinny Paz throwing about like what 3 or 4 body punches back to back, which is pretty crazy, and going to the top, just trying to wear down his opponent, trying to figure out if he can get maybe a flash knockdown, you know. But Dalton Smith answering with his power punch to the body. So, good movement from Vinny Paz. He actually dodged those 2 punches from Dalton Smith. You know, if Vinny Paz wants to do anything, he needs to go for broke. He honestly needs to throw everything. Not everything needs to be a power punch. Not everything needs to be a power punch. He needs to throw in volumes. You know, do some damage and try to get his guy out of there. But you know, Dalton Smith right there, not giving up, throwing between the punches, making sure that, you know, he's letting that guy, that opposing fighter, know that he's still in the game. And the ref is checking the cut on Vinny Paz's right eye, which I'm pretty sure came from those jabs and those hooks. That was jabs from Dalton Smith we're working from. So we have 50 seconds left in this fight. Ref could stop it if Dalton figures something out. He lands an incredible uppercut that Vinny Paz survives. Again, working that top. Vinny Paz going to the body. This is a war right now, guys. We're seeing this a crazy back and forth. Both fighters not giving up. They're going for broke. Vinny Paz isn't trying to give up. He's trying to get a knockdown. Good stuff. Pushing Dalton Smith back, but Dalton's answering, landing those counters, landing those punches, trying to get the knockout. Just good work. Really good work this last round. Great job, guys. Who gets the dub? Who gets the nod? Dalton Smith gets the nod. 72-78. And let's go ahead and pause this real quick. So for Vinny Paz, he threw 406 punches. Since we don't have the round by round punches, I divided 406 by 8, and he threw around 50 punches. But you know, this is based off of us not seeing the complete card. But 50 punches around. His body shot should have been at 121 at 30%, but he was at 137, which is over the mark. And his power punches should have been at 40, and he was at 50, which he's over the mark on power punches. Okay, next let's look at Dalton Smith. He threw 475 punches, divided that by 8 rounds, which is 60 punches per round approximately. And the body punch percentage should have been at 142. He has 135, so he's under the body shot percentage of 30%. But his power punching, he was over. He was actually supposed to only have about 48 power punches, but he threw 72 power punches. So that's with a fight that's at 1.5 relative time. So you got to think about this. If you're going to be fighting at 1.0 relative time, the pacing is going to be a lot slower. And with that time period, that's like the time space between, you know, those rounds where it's like you're doing a full 3 minutes, you got to figure out how to stay busy without actually throwing a lot of punches. Like, and there's different ways to do it, you know, your feints, your stutter steps, you know, kind of causing your opponent to miss, slipping punches, you know, playing defensive, but, you know, still knowing how to be aggressively offensively, and that's like the trick. And once you find the sweet spot, you know, you're golden. But that's just based off of stats that I'm familiar with from you know, the sim leagues that I played with. But other than that, I would just say, yeah, solid match from both guys. I really liked the last 2 rounds. The intensity definitely picked up, and you could tell they were going for broke in that last round. Vinny Paz trying to get that flash KO, and, you know, Dalton Smith not backing down and finding those counters. So great fight, guys. Good stuff.